Portrait lenses are not made for street photography, and we should stop pretending that they are. I will take you all around Bangkok with a portrait lens, and we're gonna do street photography here, and I'll show you why this lens and any portrait lens is not the move. I'm not saying you should never use it, but for street photography you want a jack of all trades, a camera that you can take close-ups, medium shots and a little bit with distance. And for the other half of the video I will shoot with my favorite focal length, which is a 50mm equivalent, more or less, so you can see the differences between the two. I hope you enjoy. There's a reason why Cartier-Bresson was known for his trusty 50mm, while Joel Merwitz was known for his 35 and William Klein for his 28. I think the reason why we take our portrait lenses out for street photography, and I'm guilty of this myself, which is also why I'm making this video. When we walk around with this lens, it's comforting. You can be far away from your subject, and if you don't feel like you're in the mood to engage much with people and have music in your ears, that is a great comfort zone for you to have. But you can also see that in the images that you create. I think with this lens, and I've created some of my favorite photographs with this lens, as you see here, but they lack some personality and spontaneous and chaos to them that you get from being up close, and it just shows. I think if you look at what William Klein did, I'm not saying that you should just put on a 28mm and you'll take pictures that looks like this, but for sure it has a lot to do with the end result of his images. And I get that focal lengths are subjective, but there's also a reason that in street photography, 28, 35 and 50 are the most common. But anyways, put whatever you like to shoot in the comments and why, and let's talk. All right. I don't know how they do that. When I do street photography, this is so important for me. I want it to be as light and as seamless as possible. I don't want to have to think about weight. I just want the idea of the fun, the chaos and the spontaneity of it all. Portrait lenses are usually the heaviest of the line. Of course, telephoto is even worse, but this means that if you're doing a street photography walk that is, let's say, 3 to 4 hours, you will feel it in your neck or in your hands. And because the field of view is so narrow, the smallest shakes in your hand will either take your subject out of focus or you will create blurriness because of the shutter speed. Okay, so it just started raining. I'm taking shelter. Let's see if we can take some rainy street photos and use this rain for something. It's not that a portrait lens in street photography scenarios is always bad. There are plenty of photographs that I've taken that are some of my favorite street photos I've taken with this lens. But it's just so important that when you have a lens for street photography, especially if it's a prime lens that you can't zoom or do anything with, then you want a jack of all trades. This lens can go to 1.2 aperture, which is the lowest or fastest as any of my lenses. So anytime I'm doing street photography at night, it's with this portrait lens because it can take in more light and I can keep my shutter speed at around 125 of a second. As you guys know, I do so many street portraits, and this lens is perfect for that. If you have enough space from where you're standing to the person who you want to photograph. Otherwise, it's going to get extremely up close. So for street portraits and general portraiture, of course, this is great. But when you talk about a lens for street photography, you want something that is flexible in any situation, and that is the key. That is why you don't see that many using a portrait lens as their primary choice. Bangkok is filled with these narrow sidewalks, and this is probably one of the biggest reasons why this is not the move to make here. If there was a subject here that I wanted to photograph, I would have to stand on the street because this goes so narrow. Whereas if I had a 28mm or 35mm, I could walk around and photograph people that was right here. I don't need to be so far away. What you'll notice about this lens is that it's a lot easier for me to capture the whole environment. A month ago or so, while looking for music for my videos, I tweeted out this. And I did so because I often have a specific track in mind, an original one that I think would be great, but that I can't use because, one, how music royalties works, and two, because I don't want to send JC my AdSense revenue. So you can't just pick any track. But MusicBed has fixed this. With the new AI tool called Search by Song, you just go to the search bar and you type in a reference song that you already had in mind that would work great for this segment. And then MusicBed returns a selection of tracks that are as close as possible to your reference track. And this means two things for me. One is I will actually find a track that is so much closer to what I originally had in mind. And two, I'm saving a lot of time not having to just scroll through random waveforms looking for the right track. So if you're a filmmaker or a creator like me, give MusicBed's new tool a try and see for yourself. I put a link in the description. And thank you so much to MusicBed for making this video possible. Let's continue the photo walk. This area is so much more quiet and relaxed than Chinatown. So let's roam around here for a bit, see how it goes. But I have a good feeling with this area. Much better. That photo reminded me of all these photographs you see. It's in Japan, of all the businessmen that are just sleeping because of exhaustion on the street and in the trains and subways. No?
I have barbecue pork.
Thank you. Is it okay I take picture?
Oh, okay, you can.
Thank you. I got one of these. So nice. Cup. This road is really nice. A little bit hipster, a little bit coffee art. I'm sweating. That's just how it is. Okay, so this is the street we're at right now. Look at the shadows. That was great. The silhouette of the guys playing, it was difficult to see what they were playing because it was just such a small ball, but I love the silhouette because of the bright white background. Do you speak English?
Yeah.
See, I'm a photographer.
Yep.
Should we try to recreate this one with you guys?
Oh, you want us to?
Yes, just go here and I'll take it.
Okay.
Similar to this, just a little bit of a mess. It's gonna be good. 2, 1, go! Okay, last one. Let's go. Ready? going, keep going, keep going, keep going. I can give you my Instagram or something.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
You too.
By the way, all the photos that I'm shooting with today are shot on the X-T3. The reason for that is simple. I really like to shoot like this, you know, where you flip the screen out. On the XH2S, that's not possible. It's so annoying. And it's probably, I'm not sure if it's gonna keep me from doing street photography with that camera, but it might. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you soon.